As always, I never know when it starts because this computer just freezes. But if you're with me now, I feel you are. Welcome to a little Saturday morning loving with me. Hi. So, my share today is after a really inspiring couple of days or week even, where I have just been waking up, maybe not always 100% in alignment, but just in such a delicious place to get on my yoga mat, to start my yoga teacher training early, to do my meditations, to do my actual stretching, my yogas, my walking, to come on here earlier in the morning and just put this frequency fully out into the world. For me, it's a lot about embodying my truth, and I really want to share as much as I can and serve the best to the best degree to which I can, and I am 100% committed to that. So, without much further ado, let me share what I've been researching and digging into and feeling in my past few weeks, really. So, as many of you know already, I study frequently through many other mediums and through lots of coaches, through lots of different people to make sure I'm optimizing my capacity as someone who is serving others, who is a support for other beings. I think it's really important that we have our own support network, especially as coaches or intuitives or anything along those lines. And that being said, I wanted to share a little bit about how I view other beings in my industry or in the same field as me, because lately I've been receiving a little bit of strange energy come through to me where it wants me to explain how I'm reacting or responding to certain frequencies that are being sent my way. As we all know, when we're energetic beings, it's kind of a challenge when someone is sharing quite a strong negative emotion towards you and you are on the receiving end of that. However, what I am now being able to channel deeper and deeper and embody deeper and deeper is that ability to turn that into the gold, into the fertilizer. Right? To take the negativity that someone else is thinking and saying and sharing and spelling all over you and just say, delicious fertilizer. Please make it through my beautiful mesh filter. Thank you to my lovely friend Alice for that imagery she gave me a while ago. The mesh filter around us. Energetically, all that comes to me is going to nourish my being. I connect in with God's source, thus anything that is not God just dissolves. I use all that is sent my way, and thank you for the energy. And I feel like the reason I'm able to embody this is through listening to the greats in the industry, through listening to how they relate to one another and support one another. And as I'm processing through a course called Yo Soy by Matias de Stefano, he recently, I was studying victory as a concept through him and with him in the alignments and in the information section. And he talks a little bit about the competition. Com, which is with, the origin of the word with, com, petere, ask or acclaim. So the origin of the word competition is actually to acclaim something together. Particles compete in action. We don't get what we need if we don't compete. If we're not putting action into the world, we will not get what we are in need of, needing to receive. And so it's nature. It's by nature that we can see that pattern. So if we look at the trees, we look at the cells, we look at the world around us, perhaps not the human world completely. I think we've got a slightly distorted definition at this current time, not all of us, but many of us as a species. And actually, the idea is that it will work for everyone. It's the exchanging of parts for a common goal. So we are aligning as a unit and taking steps towards a common goal. It is in essence what we're now calling collaboration, right? From my perspective, again. So the idea of winning or a victory is to be able to generate one's own resources and thus using everyone's individual resources, sharing that as a collective unit to take steps towards a common goal. right? So winning in Indo-European comes from gi, which means to be open to something. To win is to be open. That's the origin of the word in Indo-European language. Open. Isn't that delicious? To be open to the uniqueness of others when we align and work together as a team using our own individual talent and skill and practice. We learn to depend on one another in a healthy structure, a healthy way. This is the origin of the word competition. It's incredible. And so the idea of a victory, according to Matias de Stefano, is we have managed to obtain the energy needed to move forward, developing, like atoms creating energy together, rotating around each other. The whole process of needing something else in order to complete a manifestation, right? And as a reflector, or as reflectors, if you're a reflector watching, it is part of our privilege and our honor to be able to witness and feel the gaps in between. I think everyone can do this to an extent, especially if we've got open centers and we tune into that capacity. Obviously, I'm a reflector, so I speak mainly to reflectors. I work mainly for reflectors, but I'm open to everyone. So in this moment, just to clarify, we are trying to gain energy, or we are in the process of gaining energy for the next cycle. We have such a short period of time here on earth, and it's such a delicious experience. It's such an exciting time to be alive. It really, truly is. And the only constant in the universe is this beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. Maybe it's a life, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. Maybe it's an ancestry line, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. The continued evolution of how we experience time as a human in a linear fashion. Beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. And so the competition in existence is necessary, it's fundamental, and it is eternal, because there will always be these beginning and ends in which we need the energy of a collective to move forward together. And so this is why I love studying the origins of languages and studying through other beings who are in different spaces and places. And if anyone's interested in learning more, please check out Matias de Stefano. He will explain it far greater and in more depth than I ever will. And so my focus from this knowledge is to bring that into myself. I bring the energy all the way through my body. I meditate upon it, I feel it, I breathe it through my breathwork practice, I stretch it during my yoga, I walk with it consciously. My life is completely a moving prayer. Why? Because I have committed and dedicated myself to it being so. And so it is. My mantra is all unfolds in the perfect way, and divine, aligned, and always on time. Ease and flow everywhere I go. These are the words I have brainwashed myself with. Why do I say brainwash? Because the spells of the words of society that people have placed on all of us over our life have created these energetic, strange barriers that actually aren't authentically who we are. We get to create that narrative. We get to create that. Those thoughts, those stories are ours to perceive the world around us. And as we look at something like our identity, for example, returning to another notebook, I have like 16 different notebooks, all for different courses and different things, different themes of my life. I have a business one that I want to talk about on videos, so many, my yoga diary. Okay, anyway. So as I was watching Tony Robbins, I'm watching his workshop, which I've tagged, I think, already. These 3 days of transformation. I do it every year, and every year I still learn something, because I think he's utterly incredible at feeling people. Sometimes the truth might be harsh for some of us, but actually getting underneath what he's saying and learning to integrate that in our own way, in our own unique expression, our own embodiment. Such a pure frequency of transformation. Okay. And he says that the quality of my life is the quality of my relationships. right? If we can learn to have competition in a way that is actually in relation to its origin of a word, which is to collaborate, essentially, to support, to see people's uniqueness and their beauty and to celebrate it. And that's not new thought in our industry. You know, Shoshanna Raven, who I've also tagged, talks about this very often. A lot of my beautiful friends and coaches, Anastasia, if you're watching, Sabrina, so many people, incredible beings, Alicia, you know, so many beautiful people that nourish me and celebrate me and support me along my way so that I may gift and give back in this now moment. It's our moral and spiritual obligation and pleasure, our privilege, when we choose to align with that truth. And I'm not saying it happens like that, you know, it's a practice. Some days there are still some moments where I'm thinking, no one's paying me to be here. I'm showing up every day because I have something to share and it is moving through me from my God source space. There are days when I feel like not doing it. There are days when to be fair, it's been quite a while since I felt that way, but you know, for a lot of my life, there was an element of forcing myself to do these things, to show up, to show up, to show up, to show up. But now I get to be in a space where it is easy and it is in flow because I've aligned my beliefs with the action. And that's why I'm confident in guiding others through that process, through their unique process. What works for me might not work for you, and so on and so forth. And so there's so much I want to talk about, and there's so much I want to share. I'm going to leave it here for today, and I'm going to allow you to feel into what I've shared. And if you have time, I really recommend just closing your eyes and going back and listening to this, feeling it in your body. Where does it feel in your body? Which part of you is in resistance to the word competition? For me, it's like straight through the heart sometimes. When I'm receiving that energy from someone, I can feel it. I'm so sensitive. I've trained myself that way. I can feel it straight through the heart, straight through the back, straight up and down the spine. What do? I relax. I surrender into God inside. I lovingly release it. That's not my energy. That's an energy I'm experiencing. Because my identity is strong enough. I am a child of God. I am a bringer of peace. I am here to speak truth and love and unify the two. Right? I'm here to guide others through a process. I'm here to be of service in the highest and best way possible. And for me, I don't work with anyone who isn't in alignment with that frequency. I hold that so true, so dear. And so it is. Oh, 13:13 on the timer. Okay, we're just going to do a couple of deep breaths just in case. And no one wants to go back and feel this in their body. I'll see ya. Almost got to run around too much. Let's take some time together. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Imagining the bottoms of the feet opening up as we breathe out. And as we breathe in, imagining the crown opening up to God's source energy. Only that which is for the highest good of all shall come through in this moment. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Opening up. Breathing in, ready? Exhale, sending this energy around the body. Don't try and control, surrender it to God. Don't try and control, surrender it to God. Allow our identity and our thoughts and our resistances and our what does she know anyways to just take a seat. Say thank you so much. We'll come back in a little while to your beautiful thoughts, your beautiful energies, your input. But for now, I just want to sit with God. Sit with Source. Sit with my true self. And part of the reason why I feel so called to be in alignment with a coach and to serve is because I refuse to see anyone in any way other than in their God source truth. I allow myself to witness their truth of their personalities, of the people, the identity, the people that they think they are and who they're playing in this reality. I choose to love them. And I continuously practice releasing any judgment that comes up inside of me, any pain that comes up inside of me because of who someone else is choosing to be and directing towards me or otherwise. This is my declaration today, my channeling today, my honouring of service to all who witness. And I invite you to step into this space in your lives in a deeper way, a more meaningful way. If not with me as your guide, with another. I have much free content on YouTube I post every day. Little tips, little tricks, little things to explore yourself. And if you wish for a more deeper and intimate experience to have true access to me and my coaching, as I've mentioned, I have a beautiful new 12-week one-to-one program, being born, being birthed, coming through me. And as it goes, I am so excited to share the new, what's it called? The new names, I suppose, of each of the modules that we'll be using. So the first aspect we move through is devotional playtime. That's going to be the name of the course. Devotional playtime. How delicious. Followed by balance, peace and excitement. Balancing peace and excitement. Unifying the energies within, the emotions within. Giving is receiving. How we can be receiving through the giving to other, through the service. And feel the feels. That's how you make it real. It's the last topic. Feel the feels. That's how you make it real. And anyone who's worked with me before know that I'm very multimodal. I love my tarot, I love my yoga, I love dancing, I love energy healing, Reiki. I connect with my own divine spirit, source, God, always. And I invite everyone else to do the same. We are sovereign beings. I am not indoctrinating you into any systems. I don't care if you join or you don't. It does not affect my life in any way. I would obviously love to receive those who are ready, who are willing. It would be such a pleasure to serve you in this now moment. And if you've kept your eyes closed to receive me and feel me, thank you so much. I didn't, I opened my eyes. But I would love for us to keep in this space in our body as we breathe back and down again as we move through our day, just continuously practicing. I am safe, I am protected, I am well, I am sovereign, I am free, breathing down into the body and just creating that feeling of embodiment through the breath. We learn that so much throughout the practice of yoga. And yoga of relationship, as Ram Dass would say, is one of the most pure and exciting adventure paths. Oh, 1818. That being said, all unfolds in the perfect way. Don't hesitate to message if you're feeling interested in learning more about the one-to-one opportunity. I've got a really, really special adventure planned for all of us. All unfolds in the perfect way. And so it is. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Love you.